the hell do you have on?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a capsule selection. I hope you guys are doing well on this wonderful autumn day. To me, getting this across, this is going to be a great autumnal vibe list. That's all I want to give to you. This is great. This is my season. This is where I really love to talk about fragrances. And so for me, autumn has a scent all on its own. The air, it gets really, really cool outside. It starts to carry this bite of spice and a whisper of smoke. That's what I love about this particular year ending scent profiles, and the way that this scent profile can go off. These are like where the trees start to surrender to the golden red and brown leaves. This is where you start to feel velvet textures on your skin, from the wools, the cashmeres, the actual tweeds. Everything we love about autumn starts to come into play. And so this one for me is where I start to speak about art in bottle when it comes to warm, smoky, nostalgic fragrances. For me, the perfect companion for a weather of 65 to 45 degrees. This is my era of perfumery. This is what I love to talk about, the ones that perform for autumn. They grew great, and they are the ones that really define my love of perfumery. And so if this sounds like the type of content you think you'll enjoy, pull up a seat, pour a glass, and of course, let's enhance. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a capsule selection. Today, we're going to talk about what it is to have just the autumnal vibe. Just really, really my time when I would love to talk about fragrances. These are just going to be something how I feel in closing out the year. This is my birthday month, as I stated before. This is really just a time to talk about fragrances that really capture what it is to have an atmospheric feeling of spices and woods and resins and whispers of smoke, where we start to wear fragrances where trees start to surrender to the red and yellow hues. The grass starts to just become enveloping softness of the flakes of leaves falling onto them, and it just becomes one of the best times of year, especially in the great Midwest and the northern hemisphere of America. It's the time of life that I love to have fragrances on my skin, because I get to talk about what it is to have the warmth, the smoke, the nostalgic feeling of fragrances. And so for a perfect companion in weather between, say, like 45 and 65 degrees. And so tonight I want to present you with 7 perfumes that they don't just perform in autumn, they define autumn for me. So if this sounds like the type of content you think you'll enjoy, pull up a seat, pour a glass, and of course, let's enhance. Cheers. Like I stated, we're going to get right into an autumnal list of fragrances. Ones that I just picked up as a selection that I know I'll be wearing very frequent this particular autumn. And I know they're going to smell fantastic. They have always smelled fantastic. I'm going to get right into it. One of my favorite fragrances from the house of Dior, that I know that if you go on a scavenger hunt and find this fragrance, you will be so pleasantly surprised that you found it. It is one of the best of their discontinued masterpieces. Let's get right into the house of Dior and the center. So stated, masterpiece, class-defining masterpiece. This is one that still circulates among collectors. It's one that you can pick up if you have the opportunity to. I suggest that you do. This one, it opens up fougere-like almost. Lavender and mint with the bergamot accord with aromatic crispness that you are smelling phenomenal. It has a burst of cool freshness about it. It has one that quickly turns into autumnal sex appeal throughout the mid and the base. It quickly sinks into this cherry and floral note that has a magnetic base to it of tonka bean, praline, vanilla, a nice little cacao feel to it, which is very, very sexy. And the lavender never leaves this particular scent, making it a soft touch. And then you have this very sexy component of lavender inside this one that you don't expect to come from the scent profile in the base. So on an autumn skin, when you're wearing this one, it is one that feels indulgent, and it just has a sexy, unapologetically sexy gourmand take to it, but it's that grown man feel to a gourmand. It doesn't suffocate you in sweetness. It cocoons you in this resinous sweetness that has a plush feel to it, very luxurious feel to it, and it's perfect for sweater wrap days, cardigan sweaters, evening, pullovers. It's a sexy, sexy evening fragrance for those looking to have something that presents them in a sexy, sexy manner. This is Fève Délicieuse, one of my favorite autumn fragrances. I cannot wait to pull this out this autumn 2025. Next up, we have the scent of Boundless from the house of Amouage. To me, if Boundless, I'll say this. In the juxtaposition of having this opening statement of fragrances, if Fève Délicieuse is comfort food to a person, Boundless is the ritual to that. You know, it's very much so one that has a bold orange peel, ginger, cardamom, elemi like resins, and it has this crackling flame to it. The firewood is behind you, and it just presents that as a scent profile, especially the way that the guaiac wood smokiness appeal of guaiac wood. If you've ever known about what guaiac can do, it smells of a smoky, burning wood essence, but it smells so appealing. And then you get what is in the base of this, which is a benzoin and vanilla mixed with tobacco. And that's the true tapestry of this one, where it emerges amongst the tobacco, the cacao, the frankincense. It's one of the sexiest fragrances that Amouage has put out. Boundless is both a sexy, bright fragrance and a dark fragrance as well. It shines with the citrus spice, and it stays grounded with the sex appeal of the smoky tobacco and vanilla and the resins. It is a sexy fragrance that embodies what autumnal scent profile should be, because it has the duality of fire and it has the chill, respectable spices up top. Get this on your skin, get this on your profile, get a sample. I think that if you're looking for a sexy tobacco fragrance that leans into the sexy, sweet, spicy style, you won't go wrong with the way that Boundless feels and smells in your collection. Get your nose on Boundless from the House of Amouage. The care and caress that they put into their fragrance is just the epitome of what scent profiles sometimes should be. To me, this could be a crown jewel to anyone's collection. This is Amber Star, and it is one that has a great shimmering effect to it if you introduce it with the actual musk that comes with this. But alone, it's one that has this very sexy introduction of ambergris, cedar, and a nice florality of ylang ylang. Spicy, salty, ambergris, woody, floral heart, deepens with a sexy myrrh, and another one that has a sexy guaiac wood in it to give it a smoky touch. Balsamic, sexy. The finale of this one goes into a similar profile and effect of what Boundless did without the tobacco. Vanilla, benzoin. The addition here is a Papanax and sandalwood. Sexy as all hell, creamy. Imagine something like this wearing a suit, a tuxedo. You have this glow about you at the twilight. You're walking up the stairs and the lights are shining on you. Liquid amber is what this is. It spills across the floor and just gives you the glow. It is one of the sexiest. It is smooth, it is resinous, and it is one that has the best of autumnal scent profiles embedded. Get your nose on what it is to have the scent of Amber Star. One of the best. I'm so happy I got this in my collection. There was one, the musk, when I did my Connoisseur's conversation, I thought that the musk would be the more wearable. While I had a great time enjoying it, the two really much so macerated, matured in my box, and gave me a scent profile inside of Amber Star that just, man, it knocks me off my feet every time I wear it. Great for the transitional temperatures of 70 to 55 degrees because it has a smooth ylang ylang in it that gives it that tropical banana scent profile, while not being broaching into something that will make it the scent profile as the signature. Of course, the amber is the signature, but that ylang ylang gives it this inviting touch, almost how they did Overture, which I rail about how beautiful that one is. So get your nose on Amber Star if you have the opportunity. Next up, we're gonna go back to back. We got Xerjoff /Suspiro Wardasina. Wardasina, of course, the actual scent profile of Wardasina was established as Rosso Afgano at first. It came in this particular bottle. Suspiro sold it to Xerjoff. Xerjoff turned the bottle into the red one that you see today on the market. But this one, to get that out the way, the scent profile has never changed, and this one is a rose wrapped tobacco. Smoky, green. It's one that gives a nod to a sexy green stemmed rose on the actual stem of the rose. What I'm saying is that it is the actual envelopment of the entire red rose that you have in this one. It unveils the Bulgarian rose. It is infused with a spicy saffron, a sexy chocolatey, green, earthy, herbaceous patchouli, and a smooth cedar. The dry down on this one, of course, tobacco, musk, and vanilla, making it a plush, super indulgent, super enveloping, undeniably sensual fragrance for the fall in the coming month. It's going to be one that, this one has a scent of romance to it, and that's great for fall, especially for this particular scent profile. It has rose that infuses with this sexy, almost the rose smells slightly wilted on that actual green stem. So if you ever seen the emoji where the rose is just falling slightly and has the rose leaf falling off, that's the rose petal. That's kind of what you get from it. So it's not something that's feminine at all. It's very much so masculine leaning towards the warm tobacco spices, but that rose really gives it something of a surprise for a tobacco fragrance. Get your nose on what it is to have Wardasina. If you've seen this on the market and you're scared to see what that profile is about, just be heed. that this one is a sexy rose tobacco that you have not heard of or seen on the market in many forms. So if you get this, you're going to be one of the best smelling and most unique smelling people in your orbit. Get your nose on Wardasina from the house of Xerjoff/Sapiro. Next up, let's talk about the symphony that comes from Manhattan. The Roja Parfums, one of the best autumnal scents in my collection as well. This one here is a smooth, like this, it opens, when you think about this one, it has the scent profile that can come with Boundless and Tobacco Vanille and all the tobacco fragrances that we've smelled over the years. And I know that this one here, I did a Connoisseur conversation on, and I'll post that. The thing that gets me about this one over the months and years is that how they use freshness to kind of create its own lane for this one. You have basil, you have lavender and bergamot that makes this brisk, sexy, urban energy to it. It then goes, even the tobacco is a lot softer than you would expect because it is rounded and cocooned by coconut and heliotrope. So you have this milky coconut and an almond facet to heliotrope that makes it sexy. And then they put jasmine and violet and rose into it. So a florality to it in the mid. So it's a very opulent feeling tobacco lounge fragrance. And it's one that you would just be surprised. You would smell this on a woman also, and she would smell so sexy. For me, that's the intrigue of this one. The base is where the magic belongs in this one, though. That's where the seasonality of this one belongs, and that's where the tobacco, clove, cinnamon, a little bit of ginger, I believe, is in this one. Oak, moss, patchouli. You know, the plethora of notes that Amouage or Roja will put into his perfumes. It's apropos for the name, the city that never sleeps. It's one that has the tobacco lounge, the cigar lounge written all over it. It's warm. It's a nice little fragrance that you can wear along the sidewalks while holding hand in hand with your lover. Sophisticated, bold, and metropolis. I would say metropolis more. What I'm trying to say is metropolitan, I should say. Very much so that fragrance that if you wear it with a nice jogging suit from Lululemon all the way up to a nice and classy pullover to a step above for the dressy appeal of a blazer or a dinner jacket, you're going to smell luxurious wearing this one and have fun wearing it because it carries that class atmosphere across every genre that you put this on your skin. And I swear, when you wear this with something just like I said, like the Lululemon style, we have a sophisticated upscale athleisure. That's where I think this one goes most into its bag because it has that softness, that appeal of chill effect to it that you just cannot get enough of on your skin. Next up, let's talk about the scent of OmanLuxury. Here is where we move into a honey faceted incense that, while it has an incredible amount of intrigue to it, this here is one of my favorite autumnal fragrances over the last 3 years. Its essential accords are geranium, honey, and an effervescent incense that makes the scent exactly what the name says. It smells like a royal incense. It's greeting you with this very spicy kick of pink pepper. It smells super ethereal, effervescent, and floral-like. The lily of the valley in this one makes it just a come hither style of fragrance. And you know I love Lily of the Valley because it creates this clean effect to a fragrance while having just the ever so slight bit of florality to it. It's more clean than it is floral to me, the way Lily of the Valley comes across. It's this edge of bright floral, white floral essence that just comes off as a cleanness to it, almost like a white musk. Then it caters to that geranium. And then the base, that's where it goes into that incense, honey, and leather feel to a fragrance with a nice clean musk. Woodiness comes from a little bit of a vetiver and a cedar wood, I believe. So with this one, you get the honey sweetness. It's anchored in that effect with a leather-like feel and effect from the way they have like a labdanum in this one. And it's one not peculiar or not hard to describe as much as it may seem because they have other things on the market that smell like this. And one of them was my initial, just most coveted fragrance, Incense Oud from the house of Boadicea. Smells very, very similar. It's been off the market for about 7 years now, I think. And this one has an appeal to it. I still have my bottle, but this one has the appeal of that one. Maybe in the 85 to 86 percentile, if you want to say that. But it's one, when you have around you fallen leaves, the autumnal season is in, 65 to 45 degrees. This is where incense has a spiritual note taken, turns it up a little bit with the sweetness and allure and effect of that. And it just completes the season as you see it. Beautifully done fragrance. I love the way this one smells. This is Royal Incense from the house of OmanLuxury. Great fragrance too. Great projection and sillage. Next, we're going to enter, I don't speak about this one much, man, because it's one of those fragrances that just, I want to gatekeep. It's one of those gatekeeping fragrances, man. This is like majesty. This is Nemer from the house of Boadicea Victorious. Nemer is one that opens with this sexiness of a peppery kick of black saffron and black pepper, actually. And then it has this crazy, authentic lemongrass sweetness and freshness that just opens the fragrance that's just sharply spicy, commanding, just sexy. The heart is like this purest of beautiful Moroccan and Turkish rose oils that I don't care at what price point they put this, where they place it, it should, to me, and has been to be one of the most beautiful expressions of no expense spirit when it comes to a luxury fragrance, man. The rose in this one, just lush, it's deep, it's velvety, it's smooth. It's something that comes and just takes over the entire fragrance while still leaning masculine somehow, some way. What the mid to base transition is in this one is the most captivating. And just think about that, how it just felt about the opening, how it comes across with that opening of lemongrass and pink pepper. Cypriol oil clashes with moss, amber, patchouli, and sandalwood over what it is the drying of the sexy Turkish and Moroccan rose. This is the perfect masculine, dressy, dressed up affair rose and oud combination fragrance that you will have in your wardrobe. It's a bit dewy, it's a bit regal, it's a bit fleeting, but it's still enduring. It comes and goes off your skin and wafts. It has a great mist around you, aura around you that creates this atmosphere of grandeur for you. And it just is a final statement for an autumnal list. It is autumnal elegance, and it is Boadicea Victorious's Nemer. Get your nose on Nemer if you have opportunity to. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope I granted you a wish, man. I hope I granted you something that you were looking for as far as fragrances from the autumnal vibe that just fit well in the masculine man's wardrobe. Just beautiful fragrances. These are ones that I've collected, the ones that I cherish, the ones that I really want to keep getting across to you. So you're going to see more lists like this one coming in the next few weeks and hopefully the next few months about what it is to have the seasonality of autumn fragrances that just smell spectacular. So as always, guys, remember that collecting is legacy and community is culture, and we here at the Dry Down, we are the culture. Welcome to the community. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, continue, because we are the culture. You all continue. Stay bold, stay balanced, and have a blessed day, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great day.